content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome to Making Money with Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. With over 20 years of real estate experience and selling over 150 homes a year, Laura Sanders is the #1 RE/MAX agent in the state of Florida for 2021. Join us each week as we discuss how to make money through buying and flipping homes, to renting versus selling, and everything in between. To join the conversation, call in live. 888-994-4995, Studio A.
Hi everyone, welcome to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am Laura Sanders. Every week we talk about something to help you make a little money, save a little money, or maybe just help you navigate this crazy world that we live in. Every week when we talk about real estate or other items that can help you save some money, today we're going to talk about what the hell is going on in the market, because real estate is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Like really crazy.
How can we save some money? What the housing values are up, down? Where are we at? What are we looking at?
Okay. So the values seem to be taking a steady decline. Why is it taking a steady decline? It's because interest rates are very high right now and people are really not sure. People kept saying, oh, January 20th comes, we're going to do something. There's an article that I read that says that 1 out of 5 homes in the United States on the market is in Florida.
Well, you've got the whole condo situation too. Is that considered a home?
It is considered a home. So, you know, it's funny. So the condos are sitting on the market for 300 days. And what I'm trying to say to people is listen, in the next year, you're going to see where these condos really are situated, like where they're at financially, and then you'll be able to make a better informed decision to make a purchase. So it is going to be a little slow for a little while, but think about it like this. If you're making $700 and you're getting water, cable, internet, exterior insurance, lawn care, pool being taken care of, who knows what else, right? They're taking care of the you know, all the budgeting. You have people, sometimes you even have, like, let's say in the township, you have a gym, and you're getting this all for $700. That's really not bad. What people aren't taking into consideration is inflation. And so they're not really looking at the big picture. They're kind of being very narrow-minded. And this is keeping people from purchasing.
Because they're looking, my son was looking at a townhouse. The homeowners association, the maintenance for the townhouse is $1,500 a month on top of the mortgage.
Right.
And you know, they're 30
That's
years old.
a little crazy.
Right, so that's a little crazy. So at what point do you say, all right, let's amortize it, the $700 in a condo, but you're not paying for lawn care, but you are? Is it pool? Is it maintenance? It's not insurance. Like, at what point do you say I'm going to break even, this is a good deal, or that $1,500 is just kind of crazy?
Right, and that's what you have to do. You have to look at what are you getting. So at $700, think about it like this. Certain cities, water could be as much as $150, $170 a month.
So that $700 would include your water. Okay.
Correct. Now, cable. I don't know about your cable, but my cable with my husband, it's like $200, $300 a month.
Right, includes your internet.
And it does include your internet. So now in the city I'm in, my water bill is probably $75. But my cable is like another $300. So now I'm at $375. Now my lawn, for me, my lawn's $150 a month.
So you're there.
Right. Now my pool care, that's another $125 a month. You have to look, what are my amenities? What am I getting for this? Just like when people go into some of these retirement communities, they're getting a bus. You have macular degenerative disorder from your eyes, like you're getting bus service to go to the supermarket.
Right, you're getting food.
Right, you're going to go pick up your food. Yeah, you're getting certain things. So, you know, you have to take all that into consideration. What happens when you have a gym there? Now you don't need a gym membership. You can go to the gym there. There's a lot of things to take in consideration. So I think that people are so used to maintenance being $325 that they're not used to it being so much more.
Well, maintenance is different from a homeowners association fee, right? So you can have your mortgage or your rent, plus your maintenance, plus your HOA.
So you have your mortgage, then your maintenance and your HOA should be the same thing.
So that's one and the same.
Unless, for instance, sometimes there's a complex that might have a main clubhouse, and that might be like a quarterly or semi-annually or an annual fee. But again, you'll take that and you'll add it in to what your fee is. Again, it's still like $1,500.
It's a lot.
That's
right?
a lot.
I can't even justify it and say, oh yeah, jump into the market right now, because that's just crazy. I can't even justify that price.
Right. But the thing is like these fees are not going to go down like that. I don't know. That must be some really high end.
It's somewhere in Coral Gables or something.
Yeah, maybe that's it then, right? But and you have to see what is the average in that area. Now, when I talk about like maybe here in Boca, in Broward, Palm Beach, I think that 700 is going to be kind of standard fare.
Now you're looking at, it's almost the end of the school year. People, if they're going to move with their kids, they're going to probably move over the summer, right? So they can start in a fresh school district if they need to. Where are you seeing are the hotbeds that people are looking at? Schools with A zones. I just saw up in North Palm Beach are opening up a new elementary school, moving up into that Arbors or Arden.
You're thinking
up
of
in there. I just heard they're like moving tons of
called,
kids. I want to say it's Arden, but I might not be.
No, I think it's oh my God, and I know because I've been there. I'll think about it, but yeah, they're.
So what are you looking at? Coral Springs is a great family-centered area. Certain areas in West Boca are more family-oriented for public school than others because some are more beachy, not so great for public school.
And you'll see
distance.
that houses on that lower end, and you laugh at the lower end, 500-600, right? They're not moving. Know why? Their interest rates are at 2.5%. Where are they going to go? So you'll see
They're staying.
very small turnover, yeah.
So where are you seeing the biggest turnover in the housing market?
Higher end houses turnover, and which is creating them to depreciate because there's too many of them on the market. So competition will create, why do you think the prices went up so high? When you don't have inventory, it creates the prices to go up. Now that interest rates are higher, then it creates prices to go down. So that's part of it. So what I laugh is that recently I went on an appointment and they were like, we want you to do Facebook ads. And I'm like, okay, but Facebook keeps declining and will reject our ads. So
Why are they rejecting for the housing ads?
they reject them most times. And they wanted like really like finite data. And I'm like, the thing is very hard to get finite data. It's like, how can you can't drive ads to go to somebody that's 35 with 2 kids. You can't do that. It's a discrimination, and we can't do that in marketing. So we have to use other resources that you really don't know where it's going to.
Now MLS is still standard. You can look and see what you're looking. Has that changed for people? Or people going to Zillow and they're trying to figure it out
But
themselves
whatever is on
now?
MLS is sold. They're sold to the devil. So whatever's on MLS goes to Realtor.com, goes to Zillow, goes to Trulia, goes to all of that, right? And then it actually syndicates out to like Coldwell Banker, Remax, Redfin. A lot of people do use the Redfin website. So that is how most people will find the data. That's standard fare in this business. For instance, though, if I do a video of something that's really cool, like let's say I have a condo that has a great budget, which is 10% or more, which means you can do as little as 3% down for first-time home buyer. And then, they don't have a down payment requirement, which is key and golden. That's a property that I could get more people to look at than an agent that's new. Because I'm getting it out to people where you'd have to sift through the MLS to find that.
That's why calling you is, so I was going to ask you, because you're sifting through MLS or Zillow, or you're thinking, oh, I can do this. Someone's bought that site, because as soon as you click on it, oh, schedule an appointment.
And it's not with me.
And it's not with you. And you're thinking, no, I don't want to. But it doesn't matter, because they constantly, now they've got your email or they've got your phone number, and this is where they're at. They're pushing and they're pushing.
Yeah, and they'll have you sign. So there's the new law that went into effect. So they'll have you sign. Usually it'll be like just a showing agreement for that property. It just depends, So
the higher end houses you're having more on the market. higher end of what, 700-800 plus, $1 million plus. It's crazy numbers, because you're not even thinking $1 million like you used to think. Who could ever afford $1 million house? That was like this huge piece of property, mansion, mini mansion.
I mean, I was showing a house the other
They're regular
day.
size houses for $1 million.
Yeah, but I was showing a house the other day that was like 1.5, and I said to the buyer, I said, "Oh, this is $2 million like a year and a half ago."
So they're really coming down.
Yeah, and it's funny because the showing agent, the listing agent, was like, laughed and was like, "Yep." So you have to also have to realize that when you're in that higher end, the numbers come down faster than when you're in a lower end.
So what are your sellers thinking? They've made so much, they've been there so long that whatever they get now, they're good to get?
No.
They're not
They
happy
want
with
what
it. They want what they want.
Yeah, they want what they want. And some people are like, well, I'll just wait. Or, you know, so it's been a frustrating market, I have to say. And sometimes we have to turn down people that we work with.
Do you do that often?
I started to.
Based on what? So what would you say, you know what,
Irrational behaviors.
they expect more than you can actually give them?
They expect things to happen that are not realistic, right?
Like what?
Like, for instance, providing you data about how to get it to market it to certain people when...
So the sellers are really mandating more to hire you.
Right, and I market like crazy, and I can show how many people have liked it, how many people have viewed it. Like, if I can get 1,000 views in 24 hours, I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. So they
Right.
want more. They
But
want
they
to
want
know,
more
They want the
specific.
guarantee that you're going to reach X amount of people in the demographic they want.
Right, but there's no way to guarantee that in this market. This market
No,
is
of course
very
not.
shaky right now.
You're finding anywhere in South Florida is, say, Coral Springs different than Boca versus Palm Beach, or it's all pretty much equal?
I would say overall it's pretty equal. Like, if you're staying in the same numbers, right? Same price ranges, I would say it's pretty equal. I would say a lot of people are moving further north because it's a little less expensive.
And then where are they going? So that, right, they're selling their house now that's probably at a 2.5 interest rate, selling for less money, but whatever they're buying, unless they're going to
They'll
go
pay
rent somewhere.
cash. Unless they can buy cash. So that's what I'm saying. You're seeing, so when I go to do comps in a smaller area, people aren't moving as much. I'm not seeing as many sales because those people don't want to lose that interest rate.
Sure.
Or they're keeping it even if they buy somewhere else and they're renting it because the rate is so low. That's not always the best tactic, the best thing to do for some people, but
It's an interesting change. People are mandating more. They want more. They
Yeah.
want to know that what they're giving you is worth them giving you. And you've been in this business for so long. You're not someone new saying, I'm going to take any deal that comes my way. You're that good that you can
I'll
choose,
take
and
your
you
deal,
know what's
even
going
if
to
it's
happen.
small. I'll take your deal. But communication between all parties is key.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is if you're not listening and you keep telling me how it goes, but I do this every day, then we're probably not a good fit for each other because I want you to succeed and I don't want you to be messing around for so long. I'm the last person to ever ask for price reductions. But if you mess around too long, I'm seeing it get worse and worse. What I saw last year in condos to this year in condos,
Price reduction?
no good. Yeah, no bueno.
There's no more selling as is. You're still going in with your program. Let's redo some things. Let's modernize it. Let's move a little bit.
I've stepped back from that a little bit, but I still do it. Like right now, I do have a seller doing it. And it's funny because he's like, nobody else made these recommendations. And he's like, these look amazing. This is amazing. Like, he's even seeing the difference. Like, just before I was coming here, he had texted me and said, tomorrow they're going to be done with the kitchen. And he's paying for it himself. I'm not paying for it. Like, I'm not doing the reimbursement. And I have to say, it makes 100 times difference when you're giving something that's a little more modern, a little more updated, and they're not spending a ton of money.
Because you may be able to repaint cabinets and it totally changes the look. And
It
a
does.
buyer's coming in, even a young buyer saying, even a couple $1,000s more to paint the cabinets, if you're a first-time homeowner, that's significant.
They don't
after
even know you
everything
can do
else.
it.
Right, they don't know. And you walk in, you see it painted, it's nice, white, clean.
Yeah.
Everything's sparkly, you do what you do, you pare it down, you clean it out, you say, I can envision myself in this home. It makes a big difference.
Yeah. So, I mean, the market's definitely interesting. The sellers, you know, like I said, I like realistic people. I want them to listen. I want them to get every dollar they can. Sometimes I have people say, oh, you should do it lower. And I'm like, yeah, let's try where we're at and see where it is, because you need some room to negotiate, right? I tell people, if you're going to list it right where you want to be, that's kind of crazy. So, but we're going to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about what's going on in this crazy market. Crazy market.
Whether you're buying, selling, refinancing, or building your dream home, you have a lot riding on your loan specialist. Max Fish, a top 1% mortgage loan officer in the nation, will give you a same-day qualifying quote. Max Fish is committed to providing his customers with mortgage services that exceed their expectations. Ensuring that you make the right choice for you and your family is his ultimate goal. Contact Max Fish today at 954-729-6933 or max.fisch@nwmcorp.net.
At JK Closing Attorneys, we do all of the same things that a title company does, but with the benefits of being a law office. We can help with residential real estate, short sales, commercial real estate, refinances, 1031 exchanges, and FRIPTA withholding.
Contact JK Closing Attorneys today at 954-332-3111. Again, that is 954-332-3111.
You have been watching Making Money with Laura. For more information, contact Laura Sanders at 954-650-0827 or visit her website at theloracell.com. And now back to the show.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. Today we are talking about the market and where it is today. And I know people are always asking, like, what's the interest rate? What's going on? Or houses selling? Houses are selling. People are buying. Condos are taking a little longer to sell. And, you know, that's okay. We just have to figure out what the right price is. And
but you're seeing houses sell.
Yeah. I mean, I have one closing tomorrow. I have another one closing the following week. They're selling. I mean, it's not as easy. You're not putting on the market and you have 20 offers.
That was just crazy when that was. What was that, 2021? That was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Hard to think it was that long ago. And everyone, they were putting in bids left and right. And when I bought my house, I had 48 hours. And by that Monday, you had to have your final bid in. And It was crazy. The houses are still where they are in my neighborhood. They're still ridiculously high.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody's selling, right? You can list it for whatever you want. I haven't really seen it being sold.
Yeah.
They're sitting.
Kind of crazy, right? I mean, you could be backing to a street, a hole in your roof. There could be a lot of things, and now it's like they're just not moving. But so when you talk about what's going on in the market, one of the biggest things right now is people being unrealistic. People asking for things and thinking that, well, this is you. It's your fault. It's not my fault.
They're holding you more accountable on it.
Yeah, but how are you going to hold me accountable? There's 3 things when it comes down to real estate. And I'm sure Freddie's in the audience listening. Price, condition, location. If your location sucks, price will take up for it. If your condition sucks, price will take up for it. In the end, the property is only worth what the buyer's willing to pay.
Truth.
And you also have to think about, if let's just say you're selling something, right? And nobody's making offers, there's a buyer for every house. The problem is your buyer out there this month? Are you willing to wait 6 to 8 months to get the right buyer? I don't know that that's feasible, right?
Right.
So
Well, no, because you want to sell it now. You don't want to sit. And what's that look like for you when you're sitting, not you're sitting on a house, but someone hires you and it's not moving for 6 to 8 months? What does that look like for you as far as your money coming in? How much expenditure of your time?
I'm losing a lot of money.
You're losing money when it sits longer.
And it's taking me so much time. And to be honest with you, I get very anxious. I'm type A personality. I like to make sure that I'm doing the right job for people, and it's frustrating.
Open houses, you're the seller's agent.
Some people won't let us do open houses. They don't want them.
I
don't think you need to be doing it every weekend
Right.
either. Like, that to me is not good for the house. But the thing is that if you tell people what's going on in the market and they don't want to listen, and they think that you're losing interest in selling their property. That's not necessarily the truth. The truth is that if nobody's listening to you, what do you could keep doing these gyrations, but that in the end, it's price, condition, location.
What I love about the videos you put out is, say I'm thinking I really want to live in Central Boca, and you put out this video of something that's amazing that might be in East Del Rey, that I don't know. It's not in my scope of where I would even look, nor do I know the zip code. I know nothing, but I see this property that you've got. I'm like, you know what? Let's go take a look at that. Can I make this work? It opens your eyes to seeing other things by the way you market your properties.
Yeah, I mean, I try to do videos on every single property I list. I do a lot of it myself, and then I send it off to get it all like put together, and then you hope that people are watching those videos, right? Some people like to look at videos just to look at videos, right? But I will tell you this: my last 3 houses I bought, I wasn't even in the market to buy.
All right, so what changed you? What was the turn, the close?
Okay. So the first one I bought, I was on my way to the movies, and there was a for sale by owner sign out in the in the intersection. Yeah, we were on our way to go see, I think it was Dr. Doolittle, so that's how long ago that was. And I saw this sign, and I looked to this is my first husband, I looked at him and I said, oh my God, it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a pool on the water. And we were living in a townhouse. I was like, let's go look. So we bought that one. We were not looking to move. So an open house sign drove us to go to it. Then the next house was, I saw that there was a house for sale in my neighborhood, so I moved literally 27 houses around the block.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, you should never move yourself in your convertible and throw things in a box, because it is a good way to clean out stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Because I broke so much stuff by just trying to drive it around the corner. That didn't work. So that house. And then my last house, I was not looking, the one I live in now, right? I tell my friend, don't send me texts, like leave me alone. She was just looking, a friend of mine, and she's like, did you see this house? I really like this house. And it had had a really nice backyard, and my kids were little at the time, and my backyard that I had before was like, not the biggest. Anyway, so I went and looked at it and bought it. And I always give my friend hard time all the time. I go, I wouldn't have moved if it wasn't for you.
But you love your house. Your house is amazing.
Yeah, but it just wasn't.
You're not in the market.
Right. So so that would be almost like a Facebook ad or just kind of marketing online. She put it into my text messages. I looked, and I went and looked.
And I think the key is that people need to call you. So I want you to give out your number, because you've done this for so long. Where are you in the RE/MAX rankings?
Oh, so I just found out I'm number 44 in the entire world.
In the world?
In the world.
That's incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. So that means I'm doing something.
How do they contact you?
You can give me a call at 954-650-0827, or you can go to the web and look me up at www.laurasell.com.
And you'll do either way, buyers, agents, sellers, whatever you need to do, or combine it all. If you're selling, you need to buy, you'll take care of both sides.
Yeah, I'll help you with everything that you need. I'll walk you through the whole entire process down to making sure that you get pre-approved, that you are, set up in the right way, and you understand, like, what are my taxes going to be? What is my insurance going to look like? What is my payment going to look like? I had somebody call me off one of my own listings recently, and they found out afterwards what their mortgage was going to be, and they almost fell over. And that was the end of that.
It was crazy because of the interest rate.
Well, here's the thing. Interest rates change, and expenses change based on the amount of money that you put down. So conventional loans versus jumbo loans, all of that makes a difference. But we do have programs out there to get interest rates 1% lower for at least 1 to 2 years, even 3 years. So if you are thinking about buying and you see any of my listings, I can probably work out with the seller to get you a rate that is probably somewhere between 1 to 3% less than current market rates. 1% the first year, 3% the first year, 2% the second year, 1% the third year, and then the fourth year will go to what the rate was. You would hope that within that 3-year period, you would be able to refinance the house. So there is definitely ways in this market to get around all of this. So if you're thinking about making a move, don't make a move without Laura Sanders.
You just got to call you, because you've got so much information. You know the market. You know what people are looking for. If you've got a family with 2 little kids, and there's certain places that you're going to recommend, and then other places might not be so conducive to raising children.
Got to be careful. That is redlining.
Maybe there's not a park.
That's redlining.
What's that?
That's when you are basically directing people on where to live. So you do have to be careful about all that. But I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying I would love to raise my kids here.
Wow, so they've really got all kinds of things.
You got to be very careful. Yeah.
That's amazing. I bet there are people that aren't, but you happen to be.
Yeah, you just, listen, again, if you ask somebody the question, would you live here? I think that's a fair question.
Absolutely.
Right? But I might not live somewhere you would live.
Sure. When the kids were little, I was looking at for the first house. We couldn't afford anything, and I thought it was crazy. The house we just sold in the middle of COVID, we bought at the time for like $260,000, and that was a stretch. That was like.
And aren't you glad you did it?
So, oh my gosh, the best thing, and it was tough. I was 27 years old, and I thought I can't afford this house, but 25 years later, it was the best investment we ever did. But I was looking.
And that's what I tell people.
Schools.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, I was looking schools. There was a park in the neighborhood. It was close by to a lot of great things. But yeah, we had to rip the Band-Aid off and kind of like, oh my God, and do it. And we had PMI in the beginning because we had to pay this interest. But at the end of the day, it was a great house to raise the kids. And little by little, we did things one room at a time. We couldn't do the whole thing. But now it was the best thing we ever did. Yeah. And our interest rate was probably over 9% back then. But everything was.
Yeah.
You didn't know better, but you did.
Yeah.
And now we all knew better. Well, you think we did back in COVID. So now you're looking at these interest rates saying they're crazy.
They're normal.
But they're normal. We were just
normal.
Ridiculously low a few years ago.
Yeah. I think everything just looks really expensive right now. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for listening.
Thank you.
To Making Money with Laura Sanders. And until next week, we'll keep our watch on the market for you.
Thank you for tuning in for Making Money with Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. To join the conversation, call us at the studio, 888-994-4995 Studio A, or contact Laura directly at 954-650-0827. Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. We look